Here's an illustration of analyzing Rajayoga in charts by me, Visti Larsen. Particularly, we'll be focusing on the Rajayogas formed by either being born into Rajayoga, means born in a royal family or wealthy aristocratic family, or Rajayogas that come due to strife or due to hard work, initiative. This is basically formed by two major combinations. In case of being born in an aristocratic or well-off family, it requires that the Atmakaraka, that means the planet having highest degrees in the chart, is associated in some way or the other very strongly with the Navamsa Lagna. Instead, if we are looking at a Rajayoga formed due to coming and rising in life due to one's own efforts and hard work, it will be as caused by the Yogada in the chart. To illustrate the first principle, I have taken Queen Victoria's chart, and it's using the software called Srijyoti Star that I'm illustrating this. Here we find that the Atmakaraka is the planet having the most degrees, and that in this case happens to be Mars. You see here. Notably, Rahu, the north node, does have higher degrees, but when it comes to getting the Karakas, his degrees are reckoned in reverse as he travels in reverse. Therefore, Mars is the planet with highest degrees here and acts as the Atmakaraka in the chart. In fact, to illustrate this, we can even choose in the software that we want the charts to show the degree and the Atmakaraka. And there we have it, degree and Atmakaraka right there. There we go. And there we have it. And next step is to analyze the Navamsa chart, wherein which Mars should be strongly associated with the Navamsa Lagna in some way or the other. We're looking at the Rasi chart right now, so I'll just look at the Navamsa chart, the D9 chart for the two divisional charts. And we do find here that with the birth time that we've been given, that is that of 4:12 a.m., wherein which she is born on the 24th of May 1819 at 4:12 a.m., that the Navamsa Lagna is indeed Aries. However, this is a time I had arrived based on rectification. The original time that was given to me was actually 4:13 a.m. And if you see, there is a major difference here. In fact, it may even have been 4:14. The major difference being that at 4:13 and above, the Navamsa Lagna moves into Taurus, which is evident here. And the Mars is not associated with Taurus, which justifies a need for rectification. Let me illustrate. Mars should be associated strong with Taurus, and that means either it is joined Taurus, Mars should be possibly lording Taurus, which it is not in this case, obviously. The Lord of Taurus, which is Venus in this case, should be joined Mars. It is not. Venus is in Taurus itself. And the dispositor of Mars, in this case either Saturn or the North Node Rahu, should be in Taurus. These criteria are not met, and therefore it requires us to actually rectify the birth time, rectify the Navamsa. And as I had shown earlier, deducting 1 minute from the birth time to get the ascendant as being Aries in the Navamsa justifies her royal birth. I will just ensure that I've updated this. I'll just click there, press update, and there we go. That's an updated chart, and the birth time is saved for this chart. Now, going back to the D1 chart, knowing, or the Rasi chart that is, knowing that the Mars is the one causing the link between the ascendant in Navamsa and the Atmakaraka, Mars being the same. We analyze Mars in the Rasi chart to see how her rise to power and position came. We find here that Mars is joined Rahu and Saturn. Rahu and Saturn is a yoga, or a combination that is, for lots of demises or deaths. And normally in a royal family, this comes through inheritance, that is Rajayoga, and we should also see a link to the 8th house. What was peculiar about Queen Victoria's rise to her position as queen was that she was not originally meant to have become queen and ruler of the country, Empress of India as well. But the kings who in fact were in the lineage and line, the dynastic line to inherit the throne, did not have children. And those who did, their children had an early demise, as a result of which about two dynasties or two lineages of kings could not rise to hold the royal position of King or Queen of England, and Queen Victoria had then unexpectedly had to come to this position. Furthermore, what was also somewhat unexpected was that a queen would hold this position in England, and the laws actually had to be changed for her. So a link to the ninth house is indeed also necessary in this case. And we should see this link coming to Mars, the Atmakaraka itself, which has brought her into this position as Empress. And we find here that the Lord of the sign where the Atmakaraka is, which is Jupiter, is placed in the ninth house of Capricorn, hence the link between the law or the judiciary. And we find that the Jupiter and Saturn are an exchange of signs, indicating a clear link where a change of laws is required for her to come into this position. As Jupiter is also the ninth lord in this particular, the eighth lord in this particular chart, and it also confirms that this role had come through inheritance, that this position had come through inheritance. And the unusual demises which had occurred prior to her coming to the throne is confirmed by Mars joined Rahu and Saturn here, causing the many deaths. Yes, that justifies the first point about the Atmakaraka and the link to the Navamsa Lagna. The next illustration will be on the topic of Yogada.